I just want to take a quick moment to acknowledge my favorite addition to Battlefield 6, and that is the Sledge. The Sledge in Battlefield 6 is a thing of beauty, the most punishing and fun execution in the game, in my opinion. The animation is pretty dynamic depending on the angle you approach the enemy. The swing is very slow, so attacking is pretty tough, and often ends in failure if you're just trying to use it as just a blunt weapon without doing an actual execution. And the execution button can be a little touchy as well. Sometimes I've gotten lucky, and other times I just swing and miss, and it's not even close. I do find, though, that there is something to do with movement when it comes to the execution. This situation was really weird. Everybody just goes down all of a sudden, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and then slide around this guy, and just all of a sudden he's on the ground, and I'm smacking his head. I have no idea how that even happened. It is a little wonky sometimes. But I noticed that if you swing twice with any melee weapon, the last animation is either a stab with the knife or a downswing with the sledgehammer, and you can actually store that when you first spawn so that when you actually do the animation, it is either a stab or a downward strike, which is actually really useful. There is no tack sprint for the Sledge, but still, I love the versatility. I prefer the Sledge for objective-based maps like Rush and Breakthrough. Conquest offers a few opportunities to use the Sledge, but I prefer the speed boost from the knives. But for support and engineers, the Sledge is great. Since you can tack sprint with the paddles and repair tool, I found I can just use the Sledge on both of those classes, and it works perfectly. The tack sprint is essential to every single kit that I run. I've just found it's so useful, especially for escaping and for infiltrating, and just everything. Having a speed boost, as you can imagine, is just super useful in every situation. But the inevitable downside of running with your knife out is that somebody comes around a corner, pops up, and just blasts you in the face with their full clip, and there's just nothing you can do about it. But there's a few things that I do when I'm running with knives, paddles, or repair tool to kind of just make sure that I'm not just a sitting duck, and that's I'm always sprinting if I can, and I kind of move in like a figure 8 pattern, side to side towards wherever I'm heading, especially if there's snipers. If there's no enemies in the area, it doesn't really matter, but if I'm taking direct fire, then I usually will do that, and I'll slide every so often, jump, and then slide around objects, and just do anything I can to break the line of sight, and of course popping smokes if I'm using the support class. But I always try to change up my direction as fast as possible. Like every 5 seconds, I'm changing direction and jumping through a window or doing something just to try to make myself a hard target to hit. I'm also just always looking for an advantageous position, usually the high ground, so taking a zip up top or having just any type of overlook position, especially when it comes to breakthrough and rush. If you can take an unexpected angle, that's where the Sledge really shines, in my opinion, is when you're playing rush and you can, the objective's on the bottom floor and you can break out the top floor and then look down on the objective. It's almost impossible for the enemy team, unless they swarm the objective with just absolute superior numbers. You're going to basically have a really good time of either defending that objective or destroying it if you're using that tactic. And also you can, in a lot of these urban houses on these maps, you can actually break through the walls themselves, and that way you can create other pathways as well, not just vertically but also horizontally on each floor, which is really useful. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I use the Sledge for. I find it to be super, super fun, and I just wanted to take a quick second and just shout it out because I haven't heard too much about it recently. So yeah, I've really enjoyed Battlefield 6 so far. It has smashed my expectations, and despite, some of the graphic bugs and ladder bugs, and, there's been a lot of little weird things, physics, that are just going crazy here and there, I've had a lot of fun playing this game, and I'm really excited to see all the different aspects that are coming out soon. I really hope that they can balance their challenges a little bit better, because I've really struggled with that. The challenges have been just really monotonous feeling, and I feel like I have to just let my team down sometimes in order to actually pull off a challenge, which I don't think should be in the spirit of the game. But I'm really excited to see what happens next, and I'm just getting this channel off the ground, so if you guys wouldn't mind giving me a little bit of help with a like or a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any pointers for me, always accepting those. I'm just looking to get better. And that's it for now. I'm outside. I'll see you guys in the next one.